Good morning. How you doing? Michelle with Treecat here. If you're new to my channel, Treecat is the only cross-listing, automation, inventory management system where you pay only when you sell. And I'm really glad you joined me today because we've got some really cool stuff that we've been doing. As you know, we've been testing the beta to Whatnot, the cross-listing, and that's been going really well. And want to shout out to a couple people, among others, who have been very helpful to us in getting those bugs. Juanita, thank you, Juanita, and Julie, thank you so much for your help. And we have this program called Find a Bug, Get a Bag. And I don't know if you can share the screen, Mr. Treecat, but this is what the bag looks like. They are available on Amazon, but then they become free to you when you find a bug and you get a bag. So check out our new cross-listing to Whatnot. I've been testing it out this week and with great results. It's working better and better every day. But before we, talk about cross-listing, I want to make sure that you guys are aware that when we say we are an inclusive cross-listing automation inventory management system, we mean it, right? So that means there are no limits. There are no add-ons. There are no caps. There's no stacking. You don't have to buy tokens, and there's no plan, right? And most importantly, there's no monthly subscription. So when you use one feature, it unlocks all the rest of the features. I don't know if you guys were fully aware of how this all works, but that's how it works, right? So when you start cross-listing, you get the sales detection and auto delisting. You get the automated Poshmark sharing. You get the automated and bulk delist relist. You get guest accounts, you get analytics, you get inventory management filtering, you get the update feature, and on and on. And now we have a brand new feature that I'm so excited about. And it is called white background removal and photo editing tools. So let's talk about the white background remover and photo editing tools because I am loving this new feature. I've been, like I said, cross-listing. Now you can use, I've been cross-listing to Whatnot. And I noticed that some of my older stuff, I needed to make my backgrounds a little bit better. So what I do is I go into my listing, right? This is an older listing, but what I do is I click on, so I'm in the listing and I click on one of the photos that I want to change the background. So I click on the little edit, which is a little picture, right? Blue circle with a little pencil. That's the edit. And when I click fix image background, it's going to take out the background for me and make it completely white and crisp. Okay. And then I press the save button, right? And click out of there. And then I just save the changes. And I can do that to, whatever other pictures I want to change the background on. Fix background image. It's called fix background image, but just is basically a white background remover. And we do have zooming. You can make it zoom, you can make it even a little bit brighter or less bright, but you just always want to make sure you save it on the bottom there, and then when you're out of there, you save the changes within the listing. So that's the white background remover, and it's working really great, guys. I haven't had hardly any issues with this, so I'm very excited about that. And I'm just kind of going through all of my old listings. Look how not great my old listings were, but now I can make them great, right? Because I'm fixing the background. I'm making the background bright and crisp. And this is, totally free when you use Treecat, right? This is an action considered like a billable action, right? So anytime you do one billable action, it unlocks all the rest for free. And so I'm going to keep, working on my photos here because, we're in a competitive time with e-commerce. And I think, look how beautiful that is. Look how much better that photo is. I mean, come on, you guys. If you're not using this feature, you might want to think again, because it's really important right now to have your photos looking crisp, because when they look crisp and sharp, let me see about this as my AI generated photo, and I'm going to fix the background on that and just see what happens. Let's see if we can get a nice crispy white background. So that's going to actually, having that crispy white background, it's going to help it index on Google even better, right? So maybe it'll be picked up on, Google, and then it'll drive more sales. That's my hope, right? But I really do think that we need to be concerned about what our photos look like. So if you've got a bunch of older photos, and sometimes like when there's not a lot of contrast, like this one doesn't have a lot of contrast, and those ones are the hardest ones for AI background remover to work on. But look, it did it. And look how much better that looks. And I could zoom in a little bit if I wanted to. I could brighten it up just a smidge if I wanted to. And then I save that change, X out, click save change, and now it's good to go. And what I'm gonna do is when I get to a point where I'm ready to upload these, I'll upload them. I'll use the update feature in Treecat to update these pictures so it's basically pushes the updates to your marketplaces. And then I will go ahead, and now that I have the photos the way that I want them, I will cross list them to whatnot. So let's just make sure I save the change, and then I save the change again. So it's kind of a two-step process. You save the change while you're in the photo editor, and then when you get back into the listing, you save that change again. So yeah, so I'm really, really excited about this because it really does make, let's see if it works on this one. This one's a tough one because this one does not have hardly any contrast. And, that's why I started. Oh, it worked. Perfect. And then let's just zoom in just a smidge. I'm going to zoom in just a smidge and maybe just increase the brightness just a smidge, just a smidge. And, when you're using these photo editing things, you don't have to, make it super, you don't have to just be very subtle. Be very subtle because, I spent many years as a professional photographer, and I always felt like when I was doing my photo, I was a good photo editor, right? If I do say so myself. I got really good at Lightroom, but you just don't have to overdo it. You want it to look natural. And so I feel really good about this new feature, and I challenge you to give it a try because it's really going to make an impact. And especially, guys, especially for those hero photos. And if you don't know what I'm talking about when I say hero photos, it's that very first shot. That's the shot that people, it's sort of like that's your first impression, right? So you want your hero photo to be on point. You want that crisp white background. You want it to look sharp, like it's super professional. Because guys, even though, I might be a part-time, you might be a part-time, small seller, medium seller, you're not a Fortune 100 seller, right? You're competing with companies that are. I mean, that's just how things are now. We are competing with top professionals. So we really want to make sure that, we have the best looking photos. I really think that, I really fought for this. Yes. Oh, I have a question in the chat. Oh, sorry. I could go on and on, but let me answer the question in the chat. Pat Rose, need a very basic tutorial on how to get started. Oh, okay. No problem. Well, Pat, I can help you out with that for sure. So basically, you just have to sign up. I don't know if you've signed up yet, Pat, but you have to sign up. And then what you do, the first thing you do is you want to install an agent. And we have an agent that lives on your computer. Okay, it's not on your phone. It's not a Chrome extension, and it's not fully on the cloud. And we do that for a reason, because we want to play nicely, right, on these marketplaces. And so we use this little very lightweight app on your computer that is on all the time. You will need to keep it on all the time. And it talks to the marketplaces. So you install that app and you sign on to Treecat, and then you're going to connect your stores. And I do have a video. I don't know, Mr. Treecat, if you want. Oh, you are signed up. Okay, fantastic. So there is in Treecat, there is an area on the upper right-hand corner that is a question mark. And if you click on that question mark, you can go to the documentation. And in the documentation, let's see, which is the getting started / onboarding. And you can click on that, and then you can see a bunch of videos. And I actually updated this because someone told me that one of the videos wasn't working anymore. So you can click on watch our help videos, and be sure to watch the getting started video. I don't know if you can see this, Pat, but be sure to watch the getting started video before using Treecat. And so I don't know, Pat, if you were able to look at those videos yet, but the getting started help videos, we have quite a few. And so if you click on this or open it up into a new link, you will then see all the different videos that we have. So you've already installed your agent, right? Which is a Mac or a PC agent. You can let me know. So once you start the agent, then right after that, you are going to connect your stores. And we also have this little lightweight Chrome extension that helps you have seamless logins. And so you're going to install that little Chrome extension. Then you only use that once, the little Chrome extension, and that just seamlessly logs you in without, like, because we don't store your passwords. And so we have Google authentication for that, and it just figures all that out for you, which is really great. So you're connecting your stores and you're logging in, and then you're going to upload your items from your stores. And if you've already been cross-listing, you need a very basic tutorial. Did you have, okay. Oh, okay, cool. So you're going to look at the videos. Awesome. But yeah, but then you start onboarding, it'll start bringing in all of your listings. And if you've already been cross-listing, Pat, I don't know if you've already been cross-listing, but if you've already been cross-listing, we have this cool feature that is called, let's see, let me go back to inventory, fast match. And once Treecat has pulled in all of your items, and it could take a while depending on how many items you have and depending on how many stores. So if you're just starting out with cross listing, then it's only going to pull in your items from whatever one marketplace that you're on, right? But if you've already been cross listing, it will pull in all of your items from your other stores. And then you go into fast match, and I've already done this, but you'll click the calculate button, and the calculate button will then, it uses AI, and it's going to match together and give you a confidence level of whether or not it thinks those two or three items that have been cross-listed elsewhere are a match. And you can then accept or reject, and it'll give you like an eyeball, so you can make sure, okay, let's make sure if this is the right one. And you can actually, there's a way to do it in bulk, so you can accept all matches with you can tell it, yeah, I want to accept all matches with a 99% or greater accuracy. Or you can say, you know what, I'm gonna accept or recommend matches to meet a custom. So let's say you're pretty sure that you've gone through them and you're pretty sure that everything's right, but it's only giving you, like, say, a 96 point or 97.6. You can say, okay, well, I think I want to make sure that I match everything with a 90. You can give it a custom accuracy. Oh, shoot. I actually ran it. Anyways, so, but I've already done this, so it's not going to work for me. But if you haven't, because I've already matched all my stuff, right? All my stuff is in matches. And how do you know if it's matched? Well, let me show you. So all these right now are matched. You can see that they have, and I don't know if you can see this. I'll have to, okay, let me go back. There we go. So each of these little cards, I'm in card view right now. Each of these is a listing that's been matched. So I cross-listed these. And so once they are cross-listed, they get a green stroke around them, or like a green, I don't know what the word is. I know the graphic design word is stroke. It's just like a green line around it. So they are all cross-listed. Now, some of these I choose not to I haven't cross-listed. Like, I haven't cross-listed some of these yet onto Whatnot. I'm still working on cross-listing all of my Whatnot, all of my eBay, Poshmark, Mercari items onto my Whatnot. It's taking me a minute, but it's great because I can do it in bulk, and I can, do it quickly, and I'm really good at it now. And we're worked out a lot of the kinks, and so it's working pretty good. So anyways, but there's some that, let's see, let me go back to my regular inventory. And you can see, okay, well, a lot of these are already cross-listed, but if I go down, okay, this one. So I didn't want to cross-list this because of the size. This is a bigger size bra, and Mercari and Poshmark don't go up to that size. So I chose not to cross-list this onto Mercari or Poshmark. And so you can see that they have a red or yellow stroke around them because I haven't cross-listed them. That's rare that I wouldn't cross-list an item, but there are some items that I just don't want to cross-list. And you don't have to cross-list all your items, right? So let's see. So where was I? Do I have any other questions? Pat, craft with, oh gosh, hard to see. Oh, all right, Linda. Craft with Barbara. Buttons that don't have a green line around them. Dotted lines. What does that mean? I'm not sure. What do you think, Mr. Treecat? What does the dotted line mean? I'm not really sure what that means. Oops. Mr. Treecat, can you answer that question? Because I'm not totally sure what the dotted line means. Maybe I made an update, or maybe I'm not sure. But Mr. Treecat will answer that question. Let's see. Hard to see. What is hard to see? Should I increase the? Is that better? Anyways, if anybody has any other questions, pull in the eBay listings and choose what I want to cross list. Yes. Yeah. And like I said, you don't have to cross list everything. It's so nice to have people on the chat. You guys, that's so cool. I'm not used to having people in my chat. So nice to see you, LH073. And thank you for all of your help. We really appreciate you. And if you want me to send you a bag, because I don't think I sent you a bag, and you did help us find some bugs, and you had some really good feedback. So you know how to contact me. Send me your address, and I'll send you a beautiful Treecat bag, Treecat tote. Beautiful, high quality Treecat tote. Okay, so what else? Yeah, dotted lines mean that there has been a change that hasn't been updated. So I probably made a change and I didn't update it. My bad. Yeah, and then we do have that update feature, right? So like with some of these items that I went in and changed the white to the white background, I can then make an update. So gosh, it's hard for me to do this when it's so big. I'm not used to having it so big there. That's a little bit better. Hopefully you can see that. Yeah, you're welcome, LH073. We really appreciate you. And thanks for hanging in there while we work out all these bugs. Because anytime, like it's just inevitable. Anytime we release a new feature, it introduces bugs. And that's just software, unfortunately. But it's really exciting when we start getting things working really good. Definitely so try it and make your photos better, because it's free when you're using, like I said, when you're using one billable action. All right. Do we have any other questions? No other questions? All right. Well, guys, thank you so much for coming to my live stream. It's awesome to have people, but it's kind of hard too to see the live stream and to also do the presentation. But anyways, what I was trying to show you guys today is just that we have this new background removal and it's working pretty good. Could there be bugs? Possibly, but I haven't run into any yet. So thank goodness, right? Knock on wood, essentially, knock on wood, because, like I said, any kind of new feature, inevitably there's going to be bugs. But so far with this white background remover, it's been pretty smooth sailing. Yeah, let's see. So your computer needs to be, yes, Barbara, craft with Barbara. Hi, Barbara. Yes, so your computer does need to be on all the time. That is correct. And that's something that people might not understand, right? They might not realize that you don't have to keep your browser on. You don't have to have anything except for your agent. And you just go to, on Windows, you go to Windows and you type in Treecat and it'll pop up and you can see if it's working. You can also go to your settings and it will tell you about your agent configuration. So like on the left here, hopefully you can see this, guys. That is too big. But on the left here, it says agent configuration and it says active, right? And then you can always test it to make sure that it's working. And your agent, and what I did, this is a really super awesome hack. This has changed my life. I use my old computer and I install the agent on my old computer. My old computer just sits on my shelf and all it does is run my agent. And then I can access Treecat from wherever. I can even access it from my phone if I want. It's not like the best, like it's not complete. Like when we have our new interface, which is coming in a couple months, it'll be easier to see on the phone, but like you can do basic stuff from the phone. But anyways, you can access it from any other computer. So I've got this old computer running the agent. It just stays on all the time. And then if I'm traveling, I take my laptop with me. I don't have to worry about having it all the time. Like if I'm on a 6-hour plane flight, we did build in some features for when it goes down, because last fall, it was last winter, we had a bomb cyclone and we lost power for like a whole week. I had no electricity. I had no internet for a whole week. And we were like, oh gosh, we need to make sure that there's a fail safe, right? So when I was back online, we developed this feature, and it basically catches you up. So if you ever go offline or you have to shut your computer down and restart it, it will catch up. So just so you know that there's nothing that you have to do if you accidentally have to go offline, or if you have to reboot your computer, or if you have to travel or something like that. It will just, the mobile app will be better when we have the new interface, and we are working on a new interface, which will be next couple of months, and it will be optimized for mobile. But right now, I guess that's what I'm trying to say. It's not optimized for mobile, but you can go to treecat.io and you can see the interface there. It's just like not super optimized at this point, but it will be. Yeah. Oh, so he's saying a beginning of next year, so maybe like January. Okay. Yeah, but I mean, like if you were like, oh, there's something I want to do really quick. I mean, I do it from my phone all the time, and that maybe that's just because I know the interface so well, and I know like where to go and stuff like that. Like you can see it on my phone. Like it sort of has a different look. I don't know if you can see that, but see, it has a different optimization for mobile. But like you can check your settings. You can look at your inventory. You can see what's sold. Like it just gives you all that information. And then like you can even check, sorry. Oh, another comment. Sorry. I'm not used to all these comments. Really liking this so far. Yeah, there's no monthly fee. So you only basically have to pay when you've done a billable action, like cross-listing or like your Poshmark sharing. And that's here in the settings. And then you go to Poshmark closet sharing. And you only have to like click it once, right? So you would click, I already have mine set up, but when you're first logging in and you're setting everything up, you go to your Poshmark closet sharing, and then you just set it. You set the quick schedule all day follower, and you set the quick schedule nightly party. And so you can see I've got those two scheduled. One's active, and then it tells you like, oh, in the last 24 hours, it shared 7,236 times for me. So it gives you those statistics. And we have the intelligent queuing so that a bunch of different processes can be taking place at the same time. Like, so you could be doing your cross listing, and then it could be sharing, and it could be checking for new items or for new sales. So yeah. And what else? So you only pay when an item sells, right? Or if you're not cross listing and you're just doing the like, let's say you're just doing delist relists, scheduled delist relists, and that can be done through your inventory. And I have a video on that, and you can check out the video on how to set up delist relist, scheduled delist relist campaigns. I don't recommend that you do it for Poshmark. And Poshmark has said that they kind of basically don't want that. So we actually, we do allow it on Treecat, but it's sort of like you can only do it after 60 days. I personally am not doing it right now. I'm not doing any delist relisting on Poshmark right now. I just am trying to play nicely on that. They just said they didn't want that, right? They don't want you to do that, but I do it on eBay and I do it on Mercari. And so that's how I'm doing things right now, because when you're on there playing on their sandbox essentially, right? So you want to make sure that you're respecting their wishes. So what else? Do we have any more questions? All right. Any more comments, questions? So hopefully you guys got a feel for this new white background remover. You'll give it a try. It's going to be another, action that is, quote, I guess you consider, is it a billable action, Mr. Treecat? Is that considered a billable action, doing the white background remover? Well, anyways, you use one billable action, it unlocks all the rest. So one feature unlocks them all. So it's a really good value. And if you look around, you will find that Treecat's, pretty much the best, lowest price across all volumes. So 1 to 30 sales, it's 50 cents with a promo code per item that sells, and then we sales detect it and auto delisted on the other platforms. 31 to 100, it's 35 cents. 101 to 140 sales, 25 cents. And then if you go over 140 sales, it's a penny to do that delisting. So you just have to make sure your agent's running all the time and you're connected to all of your marketplaces. And so we do it that way to keep costs low and to make sure that we are complying with the marketplaces. It's a very secure way to do things, and it's just a very compliant way to work with these marketplaces. So I don't know if we have any more. The billable actions would include the cross-listing. They would include the Poshmark sharing. They would include the scheduled on automated delist relist, and I guess the white background remover. Is that right, Mr. Treecat? Now, by the way, LH073, I love your profile picture. Is that your cat? But anyways, if you do any one of these, you get the rest of them for free, right? So one feature unlocks them all. And we will continue to add more billable actions. We have some exciting billable actions that I can't wait to talk about, but we're not quite ready at this point. And we're also in the process of adding a bunch of new marketplaces. So I would love to hear from you guys what marketplaces you're interested in. Like, are you interested in Etsy? Are you interested in Depop? Are you interested in Shopify, Amazon? We'd love to hear from you. What other places that you want to sell on. Thanks so much. Yes, that's our queen. She's adorable. All right, guys. Well, if I have no other questions, I don't want to keep you guys too long. It's already been like half an hour. Usually I go like 20 minutes. Mr. Treecat saying a billable action is any special Treecat feature that you use for a given listing. For example, cross-listing, Poshmark sharing, scheduled, delist, relist. Mr. Treecat, what about the white background remover? Is that considered a billable action? Can you let them know? All right. Well, guys, thank you again for coming to my live stream. It's so fun to have actual people here. So if there are no more questions or no more photo editing and background remover, yes. So that is considered a new billable action. So if you're just coming on to Treecat and you're only doing white background remover, or if you're only doing listing, then those would be considered a billable action. All right, cool. Well, you guys have a great Saturday, a great weekend. We're into Q4. We're now into Q4. So you guys need to start hitting it hard because, that's one of the best ways to generate sales is to start listing, to start cross-listing, to start doing delist, relist, to start sharing your Poshmark closet. These things show activity and they really help with sales. So guys, I hope you have a wonderful weekend and I hope to see you next time on Treecat Chat. And it was so great seeing you guys. So thanks again for coming and we'll see you next time on Treecat Chat. Mahalo. Bye guys.